Hello and welcome back to Total Crypto for another video. And guys, it looks like we have in fact blasted our way up well above the all-time high for Bonk, and we have made this fantastic retracement to nearabouts exactly as we all have predicted. And to find out more where we're going to go and how high can we travel with Bonk Inu, then you need to stick around. So why don't we just roll the intro? Hello and welcome back to Total Crypto for another video. Right guys, it's going to be a short little update for Bonk Inu. It looks like from the daily charts that we are still heading our way back down to this area here, because that looks like it's going to be our main support area. We might even drop slightly lower than the support line here, only because, oh actually, let me just readjust that slightly. This would be the perfect area for the support area. Reason why, if we look to our left, and I just need to bring out the arrow, this looks like the all-time high. I prefer to use the body rather than the wick. And if we look fast forward to where we are a couple of weeks previously, or a couple of days previously, that we have in fact broken well above from the area. You see a small little red pin candle. We blasted our way up to the top, and now we're coming back to retrace back into the zone. Actually, if you look carefully, you can see the wick has came down and literally wicked us in that support. So if you actually traded this move here, you will be in a fantastic, well, you would have been in a fantastic trade. If you pull out the tracement tool from here to there, it's about a 53% move from, oh actually that doesn't make any sense, because we came down, we tested, we actually just moved from here back up to the bottom half of the candle. That would have given you 21%, but then again we are dropping back down again, so you could still be holding this position. So if I was to, well, firstly, this is not financial advice, this is something which I'm doing myself, and I'm just sharing this with the YouTube. And if you guys do like the way how I present this trading strategy, you may follow me on a demo account, and from there, if you feel comfortable to use a live account, just make sure it's a small account. That way you'll be able to, do your risk management, which I'll show you in this video as a training information, and you can just take it from there. Just a little disclaimer, guys. I know it's a bit boring, but it is what it is, right? Gotta cover myself and everyone else as well. Right, so it looks like we're coming back to retrace back into the zone over here. Once we do, we should be expecting a nice move to the upside. From here to there, that will give you about 53% to the upside. If you like to measure from the top of the wick, that will give you 94% to the upside. If in case we do in fact, let's bring this out, if we do in fact break down below here, we could be falling all the way back down to where we started. That is quite literally just right over here. So that's our second, but the most important lower support area, which we've been going sideways for the longest. Now, if this was to happen, you could still possibly trade this move downwards, and that will give you a 51% move to the downside. If this does happen, which means you could be looking for more room to the upside, because as we have already broken from the all-time high, a drop from here to there gives us a bigger confirmation and confluence that we will go much higher up, breaking this high, because now this is the all-time high and the highest high, to go much further to the upside. Now let's say if this was to happen, bring out the measurement tool, from here to there it's already 223%. If you measure to the top of the wick to get it more accurately, here we are, 306% move to the upside. That is fantastic trade to be had. But if you're a hodler, I will certainly wait to load up more in this area here. on that long rectangle box. Otherwise, if you do break further down, have no fear, just add more to your bags to gain some more nice big juicy rewards. Because let's go back into, oh actually we can still use a daily chart. No, actually let's go to the monthly chart, because like in all of my videos so far for the past week now, I've been loving using my retracement tool. So let's say that we use the retracement tool from here, the Fibonacci retracement tool I'm in. Right, okay, so firstly we measure to the very top, 2 down to the very bottom. If we then scroll our way up, and it looks like if we look at the very top of the Fibonacci retracement at around about 4.2, that will brings the Cox unit price to roughly around about 0.30144499. How much is that in percentage in gains if this was to be playing out? You could be looking at roughly around about, oh wow, look at that, that's quite an insane move to the upside. Easily whatever above 400% move to the upside, more precisely, or they're about 478% move to the upside. However, Bonk's Inu has not been in any bull season yet, so we could see an ultra move to the upside, just like as you see in my heading, that we could in fact see maybe a half a cent for Bonk, or maybe even 1 cent. If we do see a 1 cent, then guys, this would be an astronomical massive move to the upside. Why don't we just get rid of the Fibonacci retracement tool, bring out the measuring tool, so where we're currently at approximately here, and if we were to go and find that half a cent first, we've still got a long way to go. Guys, this could potentially be a massive move to the upside. If we go to, let's say, half a cent before anything else, that's already 18, hang on, sorry, that's at least around about 18,000, let's say 18,000% move to the upside. But if we instead go up to a cent, that is approximately, I think, 36% if we were to double that. But just to make sure, we would just use the measuring tool again, find that 1 cent mark, just so we can have a rough idea. Guys, remember, this is just a speculation. If anything, yeah, this is something that could possibly happen in the near future. It might not even happen in this particular bull season coming up, and should happen hopefully in the next. But I got a feeling that it could be a sensational bull season coming up. So here we are, guys, around about 41,000 move to the upside. Now that is really freaking insane. Let's say if you put only $100 for that 41,000, that will bring you of approximately $41,000 just for that $100 if you put in now into Bonk. But what if you put in 500? Let's say if you got spare £500 or dollars that you wouldn't mind adding it to your spot trade. You leave it for a while or just forget about it essentially, and it reaches up to a cent. That's already $205,000 just on Bonk itself. Is it doable? Yeah, of course it's doable. It is cryptocurrency after all. But is it doable in this bull season or the next? It could work either way. It all depends, firstly, if there is any burn mechanism for the token itself. Also, any fundamentals and fundamentals of the coin. If there's more fundamentals and more use cases coming up for it in the near future, then I don't see why not. As long as there are coin burns, then there are a huge possibility where we could see a massive surge to the upside. Either way, guys, I will leave it there, because at the end of the day, anything can happen, within this space. I hope you all do enjoy and find the channel useful and informative. I always like to give you news moving to the upside as well as the downside. And guys, if you haven't yet subscribed or you're not yet part of my Patreon, please join on my Patreon. That way you will see all types of membership that I have. There's also one exclusively for anyone who are subscribers that likes to get the shout out. I'm also giving one person a shout out because he gave me quite a few decent suggestions for videos. That's Jeffrey. Hats off to you, of course. And there was someone else who actually recommended me another coin to do a video on, which I will give him a shout out for the next. Either way, guys, check that down in my description. And for the meantime, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel over here, and if you'd like to see my last video, click on here, and I will see you all in the next one.